Lord Bromley's estate was made in 1990 by Divide by Zero for the ZX Spectrum. It was released as part of the so-called James Bond Action Pack, bundled with the ZX Spectrum plus 2A microcomputer, 2 other games and a joystick. As feelies, an envelope containing James Bond's passport and a letter were included. On one of the included tapes are messages from Q, each giving an introduction to one of the games. I will play the message in its entirety after the review. In the game's story, James Bond is invited at Lord Bromley's estate to join a clay pigeon shooting event. Among the other guests are some of Europe's most important people. A short while ago, 002 was killed while gathering information about a low-flying helicopter in Turkey. Responsible for his death was an organization called Spectre, which plans to attack Bromley's event with a helicopter. The hit detection in this game works similarly as in the 2 NES games Strike Wolf and Lethal Weapon, which I showed in the episodes 69 and 18. The gun is measuring the Y position precisely, but struggles to determine the X position in a raster-based manner. Therefore, a Nintendo Zapper-like workaround is applied to gauge the X coordinate. A band at the correct Y position is turned black. Then, the system draws a fuzzy white bar up to that position where it expects the gun to be pointed at. If no light is sensed, the system continues to poke for the right position by altering the location of the white bar. Once the gun senses light, the system draws the bar at about the same location again to confirm the prior measurement. If the gun still senses light, the target is considered to be hit. As visible in the footage here, the hitbox of an object doesn't have to fit perfectly with the outer rim of the white bar. Instead, the game divides the stage into tiles like Snatcher on the Sega Mega CD. The game consists of 10 levels. In the first level, 10 out of 40 clay pigeons have to be shot. In the second level, 3 groups of pigeons have to be shot. Next, 5 clays have to be shot in a consecutive manner. Levels 4 to 6 ask for the same requirements as levels 1 to 3 before, but the clays fly in new patterns in front of a fresh background. Levels 7 to 9 are again similar to the 2 groups before, but the requirements are higher. There, 20 or 40 clays must be shot. Then 5 groups. And finally a consecutive series of 10 pigeons. In level 10, Spectre's helicopter finally appears. It has to be shot 10 times, which causes it to retreat. The game just accepts light guns with a BT connector and refuses to accept the E9 light guns. Furthermore, the game doesn't seem to work well with the cheater defender. Lord Bromley's Estate is a very simple game, but personally I enjoyed playing it. It is a nice touch that the used shotgun is visible and that it tilts depending on which location of the screen is shot. The hit detection is unforgiving and takes some time to get used to. The lack of music and the loading screen is a bit disappointing. The graphics are pretty and the game uses realistic colors, which is unusual for a ZX Spectrum game.
Ah, there you are, 007. I thought you were never going to answer. Now, sorry we had to conceal this radio receiver in your new shotgun stock, but it's the only way we could be sure of contacting you. If you will go on holiday, I must say I do rather envy you. Lord Brockley's clay pigeon shoots are always very relaxing. Just hope it stays that way. Now, Brockley's got some pretty important guests there. A trio of cabinet ministers and several ambassadors. I'm sorry, 007, but you weren't invited just to enjoy the country air. Now, 002 has reported strange happenings along the Turkish coast. About a week ago, a tiny little fishing village was swamped by foreigners. They're a mixed bunch, all nationalities, but they knew each other. And he heard them talking about low-level helicopter flying. He's definitely onto something, but we don't know what. His body was washed up yesterday in the south of France, almost 2,000 miles from where he was last seen alive. Now, I'm sure you can see the urgency of the situation. Brockley's playing host to some of the most important people in Europe, and we can't take any chances. So, keep your eyes open, 007. And if anything untoward should happen, well, I'm sure you'll deal with it with your usual efficiency.
Stop the tape here and play the next section.
This is the end of the review. My name is Ben. I thank you for viewing.